Do you ever get to the end of your day and you think to yourself, where'd all my time go? If so, I just want you to know that you're not alone because I've been there too. And I'm not talking about just once or twice in my life. Honestly, I used to live there full time in the place of, I have no time, I'm too busy. But I'll tell you this, is that all changed for me in 2021 when I was diagnosed with cancer. And I had to learn the hard way that the one thing we can't buy more of in our lives is time. And I will tell you that life-changing moment completely changed how I live my life today. So in this episode today, I'm sharing the 5 shifts I've made in my life that helped me reclaim 3 things, which are my time, my energy, and my life. And that's all for me. I'm doing this for me. And I hope these shifts that I'm about to share with you in today's episode will help you do the same, because if you've been struggling with not having enough time in your life and you don't know what to do about it, I'm going to give you these 5 shifts today. Hey there, it's Suzanne Oshima, life coach for women in midlife, and your fellow sister on a mission to empower and inspire you through the twists and turns of midlife. I'm here to help you transform it into your best life with the Life Is Now, Do It While You Can podcast. We only get one life, so let's make it count, and I'm super excited to dive into this new journey together. Hey there, it's Suzanne Oshima, life coach for women over 50. And I want to share with you a story about how my life was before I was diagnosed with cancer in 2021, because I was that person, and we all know that person, and maybe it's you, that would always say, I don't have time. Or I would always say, I'm crazy busy right now. And sometimes when friends would invite me out to do things with them, I would say, oh, I can't because I'm totally booked up this week. But was I really that busy? And the truth is, in looking back, is that yes, I was. But here's the thing. It was for all the wrong reasons. Because, see, since I owned my own business, I felt like I had to work all the time, because as a solopreneur, I used to think, well, if I don't work, who's going to be working? So I felt like I had to work all the time. And in fact, I will admit I was a workaholic. And I always prioritized work over my friends, my family, my relationships, and worst of all, over myself. Because I never had time for anything or anyone besides work. But then, like I said, I got the worst call of my life from my doctor when she said those dreaded words, you have cancer. And of course, when I heard those words, I immediately went deaf. I couldn't hear anything she said after that. I was shocked. And it was one of those moments where you're like, oh my God, my life just changed forever in just 1 second of time. And all I kept thinking about was, oh my God, I want to go back to before she called me when my life was great in my mind, right? But that moment, that awful moment when she said, you have cancer, in looking back now, and now I can look back and see that it turned out to be the biggest wake-up call of my life. Because, see, I immediately thought right then and there is, I have so much I want and need to do in my life, and now I might run out of time. Which is, of course, really sad, right? No one wants to think that. But I'm telling you, if you've been diagnosed with cancer, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, I'm sharing with you what went through my head. And that's when something shifted in me because, yes, hearing you have cancer was terrifying and heartbreaking all at the same time. But after I got through that initial shock of being diagnosed with cancer, it also lit a fire underneath me. And I realized that I couldn't let cancer define me or take away my time. And I decided in that moment that I was going to take back my power and make my next chapter with cancer my best one yet. And that's why today I will tell you, spoiler alert, I'm not just surviving with cancer, I'm actually thriving with cancer now. I still have it, but I'm thriving with cancer. So that's the good news. But all those things that I kept putting off because I was too busy before I'm going to say BC before cancer is all those trips I wanted to take, all those experiences I wanted to have, all the people I wanted to see. I made the decision from that day on that I wasn't going to waste any more time on things or people that didn't matter. Because I realized through this cancer journey is the one thing I can't buy more of is time, and neither can you. So here are 5 ways I learned to buy back my time, quote unquote, and how you can too. So the first shift I made in my life was looking at time as currency. So I want you to think about how careful you are with how you spend your money, right? You work hard for it, you save it, and you spend it on things that matter or that you feel are worth it, that bring value to you or your life, right? But you don't just throw away your money down the drain or give it away freely, right? I hope you don't. Well, your time should be treated the exact same way. Only what you may not realize that is that it's actually more valuable because you can always make more money, but you can't make or buy more time in your life. So before you give away your valuable time to someone or something, ask yourself 3 questions. Take a pause. Don't say yes to everything. Ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, do I really want to do this? No, really, think about that for a second. Do I really want to do this? Number 2, is it worth my time investment? Remember, time is actually more valuable than money. Number 3, is this the best use of my time right now? Remember, you can't make more time and you can't buy more time. So is this the best use of my time right now? And if the answer is no to any of those questions, then guess what? Don't do it. Don't do it. Because here's the thing is that you wouldn't waste your money on something you don't want or need. So I'm going to encourage you to stop throwing away your time on things or people that don't matter. Okay? I bet you're going to look at how you spend your time a little bit differently now, right? Instead of just giving it away freely. Okay, so let's talk about the second shift that I made in my life that you can make in your life too to give you more time, is to learn to say no. And I just felt it right through the microphone, is that I could feel you all going, oh God, I don't know if I can do that. And I know that's a hard one. Trust me, I know, because I used to have a hard time with saying no, right? And if you're anything like me, you've been that go-to person for years, whether it's with your family members, your friends, or your coworkers that, oh, Suzanne will take care of it. She always handles things. She's always there for us, right? And when they come to you for help, you feel like, oh, I can't say no. I can't say no, number one, because I always say yes, or, oh, I don't want to let them down. And it feels wrong to you. But here's the thing is I totally get that because like I said, I used to have the hardest time saying no too, is you don't want to let people down or disappoint anyone. But here's the thing. Every time you say yes to something, you're actually saying no to yourself. I'm going to say that again because this is so important to get this point, is every time you say yes to something that you don't actually want to do, you're saying no to yourself. And I invite you to let that sink in for a minute, because until I realized what I was doing and the trade-off when I would say yes to something versus no, I was like, oh my God, this isn't good for me. And until I started to look at it in that way, then I realized I was actually shortchanging myself. So just remember, this is your time, your needs, and your goals. They matter just as much as anyone else in your life. So saying no to someone else isn't being mean. It just means that you're prioritizing you, yourself, and I right now. And by the way, the first time you say no to someone, you're going to feel the urge to go into a long explanation about why you can't do it. And you're going to be apologetic and you're going to go on and on and on. But don't do it. It's important to just keep it short and sweet. As simple, unfortunately, I can't. Or unfortunately, I'm unavailable is all you need to say. Don't let the guilt of saying no overtake it. Okay, let's talk about the third way, which is to limit time with friends who drain you. And right when I said that, I know someone popped into your head and you said, oh, I know who she's talking about in my life, right? Because we all have that friend who always monopolizes the conversation and makes everything about her and doesn't ask you much about you or what's going on in your life. And when she has your ear, she does this. She unloads and unloads every single thing that is wrong in her life. And by the time you hang up the phone, you feel like, number one, your energy's been sucked out of you like a vampire. And you're just like, I feel like I need to go lay down. And here's the truth. I know you, that you're the type of person that wants to be a supportive, good friend, right? Because I'm the same way. I want to be that supportive, good friend. But here's the truth. You get to choose who you give your time and energy to. And so before you commit to jumping on a call or getting together with somebody that's an energy suck, a vampire, ask yourself these questions. Am I doing this to people please, just to make so-and-so happy and not for me? The second thing I want you to ask yourself, do I feel drained after spending time with her? And I'm not just by the way, when I ask this question, I'm not talking about once or twice. I'm talking about On a consistent basis, every single time that you get together with this friend that you feel drained after spending time with her, that's a pattern, right? It's a very telltale sign. And the third question I want you to ask yourself is, does she constantly dump her problems on me? You know what I'm talking about. The person that just dumps and dumps and dumps, and you're like, oh my God. She has asked me nothing about me or what's going on with me, nor does she seem like she cares. So if you're answering yes to any of those, it might just be time to create some boundaries and limit the time you spend with her. Because just remember, it's so important for your own well-being to spend time with people who lift you up and make you feel good inside and not depleted and drained. All right, let's go to the fourth way to buy more time in your, quote unquote, buy more time in your life. Number 4 is ask for help. I know. You're like me. You're a strong, independent woman who can do it all. And I don't doubt that you can. But if you're being honest with yourself, you're exhausted. And you're exhausted from doing it all the time. How do I know? Because that was me. I was doing it all and I was exhausted and I wasn't asking for help. So if you're anything like me and you have a hard time asking for help because you think, like I did for many years, that if I ask for help, it will make me appear weak, like I'm incapable. But here's the thing. That couldn't be further from the truth, because guess what? You don't have to be the strong one who does it all of the time. It's important for you to embrace being vulnerable and ask for help. And trust me when I say, when you first start to do this, it's going to be hard. If you have a hard time being vulnerable, let alone asking for help, it's going to be hard the first time. But I promise you, as you keep trying to do it, it will get easier. Because asking for help doesn't make you weak. It means you're human. You're human. Just remember that. And when people, whether it's your friends, family, or coworkers, offer to help you, don't immediately say, with a knee-jerk reaction, don't immediately say, oh no, that's okay, I've got this. Because I used to do that too. Trust me when I say, when people offer to help, they want to help. So accept the help. Because when you do this, you'll not only free up more time for you, but you're also going to deepen those relationships, because letting someone show up for you is a gift for them too. Don't you love to help people and it makes you feel good? Well, it's the same thing when people help you. They want to, and it makes them feel good that they're helping you. So allow that to happen. Okay, the fifth way and the last way, and this is hard for a lot of people who haven't put themselves first in a long time, is to embrace selfishness in a good way. So, as women, from the time we were little girls, we were taught to take care of others. And we were also taught to put others' needs above our own. And then when we grew up and we became adults, we continued taking care of others and putting others' needs above our own, right? Whether it was our significant other, whether it was our boyfriend or our husband. And then if you've had children, of course you put your children first, right? And then as we've gotten into midlife, then it became our aging parents. But nobody told us that it was going to be at the expense of taking time away from ourselves and our happiness, right? But now that we're in this place of midlife, this is your time. You've earned it. So putting yourself first isn't selfish. It's self-care. I'm going to say that again because it's so important. People think they're being selfish, but you're not. It's self-care. It's about filling up your own cup so you actually have something to give to others. Because you can't fill from an empty tank. Right? So it's important to take that day off and treat yourself. Or take that trip. Or do something just for you, whether it's book a massage or spend the afternoon reading or going for a walk on the beach. And have no guilt. Because when you prioritize yourself and your happiness, you will find it makes your world a better place to be in. So let's talk about the key takeaways from today's episode is, number one, your time is your most precious currency. Remember that. And spend it where it truly counts. Number two, saying no is not selfish. It's about making space to say yes to yourself. Number three, protect your energy by surrounding yourself with people who fill you up and not the ones that drain you. Number four, ask for help and allow others to help you because it lightens your load and it also deepens your connections. And number five, putting yourself first is not selfish. It should be your priority in midlife to live a happy and fulfilling life with no regrets. So let me wrap up by saying, here's my challenge to you. Is pick just one of these 5 ways I just gave you and put it into action. And let me say this is please, please, please do not wait for a health scare or a wake-up call like I had. Because that's what it took to change my life. So your time is way too valuable right now to just keep giving it away freely to people or things that don't matter. Again, this is your time. It's all about you now. It's about your happiness, your energy, your dreams. So trust me, when you start making these small shifts in your life, it will make you so much happier. And don't wait. Don't say, okay, I'll start next month. No, start today. Buy back your time and spend it like it truly matters, because it does. Hey there, if you're ready to start prioritizing your time to living your best life now, but you've been feeling like you're all alone on this journey, then I'd love to invite you to join the Circle of Love Sisterhood, because I created this community because living your best life in midlife shouldn't be about going it alone. It should be about a time to thrive, make new connections, and build friendships with women who truly get you. So just head on over to SuzanneOshima.com/waitlist and add your name to the waitlist, because you'll be the first to know when the doors open again in the fall.